Hello guys, it's me. I'm back again. Right now, we're going to be making an form, and using this form, we're going to be inserting new employees for their departments which they're supposed to be in. But actually, before doing this, first of all, we need to create a form, right? So let's create a form and let's call this main. And then to this form, first thing we'll be doing is actually inserting a combo box, right? A combo box is like a drop down. And to this combo box, what we will be doing is inserting or populating values of the departments which are already inserted to our database. So we will be getting this ID of this HR, or actually getting this name into this department, and then using this name, we will be then fetching the IDs of this. Okay. So yeah, that is what we'll be doing. So first of all, let's actually go to this, and then let's go to the code, right? And then we will create a method which is an private method, private void load departments. Okay. And inside this method, we will create a try catch block, exception ex, and then message box dot show. This is simply done in order to find errors in our code. Ex dot to string, then unable to load departments, right? Yeah, that is what we'll be doing. Let's first of all remove the unnecessary usings on the top, and then we will be using the same connection as of form 1. We will be using the same connection, so let's get this out of here, and let's define this connection as well, since it's the same connection, so we could use the same code. Yeah, okay. Now that that's actually defined, we could open the connection con dot open, since we don't need our connection open in order to actually do queries within it. We'll be writing a query for our departments table. So we'll be selecting the ID and the let's just select all from what's the table name, select all from departments, right? Let's select all information from departments, and then SQL, we'll create an SQL command which should be cmd equals to new SQL command, which is executing this using the connection which is provided in the top, right? This is this connection which actually goes to our employee management table, employee management database, and is used to execute this query. And so after this, we'll be using a using statement, SQL data reader. We'll be using data reader equals new execute data reader. Inside a while loop, what we'll be doing is simply this. So we'll be reading all the values which we get, right? We'll be reading all the values. Let's call this dr, not reader. Let's call this dr. So dr dot read. We'll be reading all the values, and if you are able to read values, we will be adding all the values to our combo box. Let's actually rename this to cmd combo, right? Let's rename it to that, and cmd combo dot items dot add. Let's add dr dot 0. Why am I getting an error? Let's check what the error is. Cannot assign group. It's cause it's cause add is supposed to be inside parentheses. So now if we was to call this method right after the connection is called, load departments while our component has been initialized, and let's go into the program and let's call the main first without calling that. Now let's check what we'll be getting inside our departments. Let's see. Yeah, we're getting our ID, right? So since we're getting our IDs, if we change this to 1, which means the department, so the ID is at index 0, right? Which is why I have set this to 0. So if we was to change this to 1, we should be getting the names, since we are getting all the information from our departments. The name, yes, we are. So now since we're getting the names, what we could simply do is so we could go over here. Yeah, while we are reading this, we could set this, right? That would load the departments in, and yeah, okay. So I know what we should do. Let's go into these events. What we could do is, for the behavior, selected index changed. I think we could go with this. Property changed. Let me see. Value of member changed. Let's go with the selected index changed. Right. Let's go with this. Okay. Now, when this index changes, first of all, let me see if I could get the value. Let's put a label in here, and let's actually name this label as label department ID, right? Let's do it like that. So label department ID dot text equals to sender to string. Let's check. Without the sender, first of all, let me check what I am actually getting. Let's check E. Let's check the event which we're actually like putting out. So where is the console? Okay. So on index changed, first we should capture the value inside this, right? So what we should do is get the value inside this. So comma box, we should get the string. So string department name equals to comma box dot selected index. What we could do is selected value, selected item, or selected text. Selected value or selected text. Let's go with selected text, and then id dot text equals to department name. Let's try this. So once the index of this changes, so it doesn't really do anything. Okay. So selected value. Now let's check. Returned null. Guys, give me 1 minute. I'll figure this out and come back. So yeah, I figured it out. I just had to do selected item to string. That was the problem. Now you see, once we do this, we see that the label actually changes to HR. So what we could do is simply this. So since we are getting the department name, right, since we are getting that department name, so what we could do is simply capture that value and then actually load those departments into an form, like, which means we could load that ID into a form, which means say for example we want to insert an ID, right, and that ID actually needs to be inserted into a database, which means this value in the employees table, right, this value. So what we need to do is get this value using this name. So what we could do is simply this. So since we're getting the department name over here, right, since we're getting the department name, we could simply do this. So it's the same code. Let's open the connection and select ID from department, where where's it, department name, it's DEP name. So let's go into this design view, get this name, right, for now let's just do this, right, equals to plus department name. I'll change this code later. Okay, let's do some refactoring later, but I just want to see if this works or not. And then using this, if dr dot read, what we could do is, so if there is a department name using that name, what we could do is label dot text equals to dr1 dot to string, which means no, dr dot 0 to string. We could do that since we need the ID, right? So let's see. So if it's HR, it should be, oh, the connection was not closed, my bad. We could use a finally, oh, I haven't closed my connection over here as well, so let's use dot. Why is this not letting me use the finally? Oh, it's because it's not used with a dot. Rookie mistakes, connection dot close. Let's use the same code down here, right, and then now let's try it out. So if we have the HR over here, we see that this actually works. So let's try inserting another department, right? Let's create a new query, insert into department, values, let's say this sales, then department type to be let's call this software as well, right? Now let's insert into department, and then now if we load this, we should see two values loaded over here. Yep, and if we do sales, it's 2, and if we do HR, it's 1. So using this, we will then be able to insert this value into our database. So yeah, I think that will be it for this episode, for this tutorial. So what we simply did was, we simply loaded our values into our form using these values, right, using these values. So we simply get the department name into our combo box, and using this name we then query the database for the ID, right, using this, using the index changed, we simply check for the ID where the department name equals to the department name. And yeah, hope you all had a great educative I guess lecture and yeah, if you all have any questions, please sure to ask in the comment section, and yeah, thank you.